The old road between Accra and Kumasi isn't just a stretch of asphalt. It's a corridor of life and death. Every Ghanaian knows it. It connects the capital to the heart of the Ashanti Kingdom. It feeds economies, carries millions, and links histories. But for years, it has done something else too. It killed people. In 2024 alone, over 2,400 lives were lost on Ghana's roads, with one harrowing stretch consistently stealing the headlines: the Accra Kumasi corridor. Imagine boarding a bus in Kumasi with your child and wondering, will we make it? That's the silent terror Ghanaians live with every day on this road. For decades, politicians have promised, foreign contractors have come and gone, and deadlines have dissolved like morning fog. But now, something radically different is happening. There are no glossy foreign brochures, no ribbon cutting by international firms. Instead, there are boots, Ghanaian boots, soldiers, bulldozers, and a mission. The military has taken over the job. The announcement hit the public like a thunderclap. This isn't just another road project. This is Ghana rewriting the rulebook. No outsourcing, no waiting, no excuses. So what really happened? Why is Ghana placing its deadliest highway in the hands of its armed forces? And what does this say about the future of African self-reliance? In this video, let's find out. Ghana's busiest highway, the Accra Kumasi Road, has seen countless political promises. But President John Dramani Mahama's latest pledge stands out for its urgency and bold execution. Under a new Big Push infrastructure program, Mahama has announced plans for a 6-lane expressway spanning about 250 kilometers between Accra and Kumasi, a project he calls iconic. Unlike the incremental dualization works that have dragged on for years, this will be an entirely new route, one expected to cut the travel distance by roughly 50 kilometers compared to the current road. In practical terms, a shorter and straighter expressway means less fuel consumed, shorter transit times, and critically, fewer opportunities for deadly crashes. With over 13,489 road crashes and nearly 2,500 fatalities recorded in Ghana in 2024 alone, the stakes are painfully high. Therefore, this project is not just about convenience or economics. It is literally a life-saving intervention for thousands of commuters. Mahama's determination also carries a note of national pride. For years, the Accra Kumasi Highway, linking the capital in the south to the Ashanti heartland and the northern regions, has been infamous for congestion and accidents. Each delay in fixing it has not only cost lives, but also dented public confidence. Now, Ghana finds itself under the microscope of regional observers, eager to see if the country can shed its dependence on foreign contractors and prove its ability to drive development on its own terms. In many ways, this new expressway has become a litmus test of national competence and resolve. The promise has been made before, but this time, the government is backing it with an unprecedented strategy to ensure it's fulfilled, putting soldiers behind the wheel of bulldozers. President Mahama's government has declared that the entire construction will be executed by the Ghana Armed Forces through its commercial engineering unit, the Defense Industries Holding Company, DIHOC. This move, announced by Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omeni Boama, represents a tectonic shift in Ghana's development model. No more reliance on Chinese construction giants with expensive loans. No more European consultants dictating timelines. Instead, Ghana is turning inward for capacity. DIHOC, originally envisioned by the late President John Atta Mills and revitalized under Mahama's Reset Ghana agenda, has been positioned as a new engine for national infrastructure. A freshly inaugurated governing board, chaired by Deputy Defense Minister Ernest Brogya Genfi, has been tasked to transform talk and plenty of promises into action and verifiable outcomes. The message is clear. The era of grand promises with little delivery must end. Why involve the military in road building? Because they deliver. Ghana's military engineers have a reputation for discipline and efficiency. Unlike some civilian contractors who might abandon projects or cite endless delays, the armed forces operate with a mission mindset. Who else can Ghanaians trust to execute road construction day and night within a 24-hour economy, if not the Ghana Armed Forces? Dr. Boama challenged. Indeed, soldiers don't go on strike, don't observe regular holidays, and crucially, are less susceptible to the bribery and bureaucracy that have plagued public works. They bring a culture of precision and duty. By leveraging this, the government aims to avoid the pitfalls that often come with outsourcing: cost overruns, poor quality work, and corruption. This is a bold bet that national institutions can outperform foreign companies on critical projects. It helps that DIHOC has been newly empowered for the task. Once a dormant arm of the Defense Ministry, DIHOC is now being expanded into a full-fledged construction and industrial powerhouse. Dr. Boama noted that Egypt's armed forces have successfully driven that country's industrialization and asserted that Ghana can do the same in West Africa. Interestingly, the Ghana Armed Forces are no strangers to construction. They have built barracks, bridges, and undertaken peacekeeping logistics. But taking on a massive 250 kilometers of expressway is unprecedented. Still, the government's confidence is evident. It plans strategic partnerships for the project, but with the military firmly in the lead. Ghanaian soldiers and bulldozers and excavators will essentially be paving the nation's path to development. However, Ghana's new experiment in military-led development is not confined to the Accra Kumasi Expressway. Even as plans for that highway ramp up, the Ghana Armed Forces are already mobilized on another critical road: the 180-kilometer Awaso-Takoradi corridor in the west. This stretch is the main haulage route for Ghana's rich bauxite deposits, linking the Awaso mines to the Takoradi port for export. Years of overloaded trucks have pounded the Awaso-Takoradi road into a dreadful condition, hampering mining operations and endangering communities. Dr. Boama revealed that the military, in partnership with the Ghana Bauxite Company, will reconstruct this 180-kilometer bauxite road, which has suffered severe damage from heavy haulage. Once work commences, he noted, it will demonstrate the military's engineering expertise and long-standing commitment to supporting national development. For Ghana, fixing this corridor means not only safer travel for those communities, but also securing a crucial link in the country's mineral export chain, effectively shoring up the mining economy through infrastructure. Yet, the armed forces' domestic nation-building mission doesn't stop at roadways. Under a new food sovereignty initiative, the military has marched into the agricultural sector as well. Through DIHOC, the Ghana Armed Forces are rolling out large-scale mechanized farming projects to support the government's Feed Ghana program. Military bases and training grounds across Ghana are being repurposed with acres of maize, rice, and soybeans, along with poultry farms and irrigation schemes. According to Dr. Boama, this effort will help build a reliable national food reserve and reduce dependence on imports. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black Africa. Let's continue now. Now, soldiers are literally tilling the land and harvesting crops, using their logistical prowess to boost food security. The Ghana Armed Forces is preparing to take up the challenge of food sovereignty, Boama said, noting that some garrisons have already begun preparing land for cultivation. It's a striking image, armed personnel trading rifles for tractors, all in service of feeding the nation. What Ghana is undertaking is unprecedented in its history, a defense ministry that is as engaged in economic development as it is in defense. This blurring of roles has successful parallels elsewhere. In Egypt, the military runs companies that build roads, bridges, and even entire new cities, a model that Ghana openly admires. In Rwanda, military-owned enterprises have been instrumental in construction and engineering projects powering that country's growth. Ghana is now embracing a similar doctrine of state-led development, leveraging the discipline, resources, and organizational strength of its armed forces to jumpstart progress in infrastructure and industry. By empowering DIHOC to take on projects from highways to farms, Ghana is declaring that development is an urgent national mission, one that requires military precision to execute. The country is effectively deploying its soldiers to fight a new kind of battle, the war against underdevelopment. But now, the symbolism of Ghana's military-led infrastructure push is powerful. For decades, many African nations have outsourced their biggest construction projects to foreign firms, often at high costs and with mixed results. They have incurred billions in debt to finance highways, bridges, and power plants built by overseas contractors, only to find themselves with unfinished projects or costly maintenance burdens. In Ghana, public frustration grew as roads remained pothole-ridden while politicians traded blame and solicited foreign aid. By handing the keys of the Accra Kumasi Expressway to DIHOC and the Ghana Armed Forces, President Mahama is sending a bold message: Ghanaians can build Ghana. This is a decisive pivot from a begging mindset to a building mindset, from waiting on international loans and expertise to trusting its own institutions and people to deliver. If successful, the impact of this approach will reverberate far beyond a smoother ride between Accra and Kumasi. It could mark a turning point in how Ghanaians perceive their capabilities. The project has become a matter of national pride, a chance to prove that Ghana can execute a large-scale, sophisticated infrastructure development with primarily local muscle. Such confidence can spill over into other sectors: technology, manufacturing, and energy. Moreover, Ghana's experiment will surely be watched by its neighbors. West Africa, in particular, has long grappled with infrastructure gaps. A Ghanaian triumph in building a major expressway internally could inspire others to tap into their own military or public works agencies to replicate the model. It aligns with a growing Pan-African ethos of self-reliance, the idea that Africa's development must be driven by Africans themselves, using homegrown talent and finance in innovative ways. Of course, this path is not without challenges. Involving the military in civilian projects must be done with transparency and accountability to avoid any abuse or lack of oversight. But the Ghanaian government appears aware of this, as seen in the defense minister's emphasis on the new DIHOC board's commitment to good governance and results. Now, the success of DIHOC's ventures could recalibrate the relationship between the armed forces and society, presenting the military not just as protectors of the nation, but builders of the nation. It's a transformation of bulldozers into instruments of national security, just as important as peacekeeping missions. Ultimately, the new Accra Kumasi Expressway is more than just a road. It is a bold statement about Ghana's future. It represents a break from the old ways of doing things and the start of a new chapter where Ghana finally believes in itself. The next time Ghanaians see a military convoy rolling down a highway, it might not be for a parade or patrol. It might be a team of army engineers headed to a construction site. They might be laying asphalt. They might be saving lives. They might be building the future. And if Ghana can pull this off without leaning on foreign aid or contractors, one must ask, what else can Ghana do, now that it has faith in its own strength? Throughout Africa, eyes are on this ambitious initiative. Success could fuel a continent-wide narrative that the cycle of dependency can be broken, that with strong leadership, accountability, and a bit of homegrown ingenuity, even the most daunting development challenges can be overcome. Ghana is taking a fearless step, turning its soldiers into nation builders. The road ahead will not be easy. But if promises indeed turn into action, Ghana's 6-lane expressway will not only connect two cities, it will connect an old dream to a new reality for an Africa that crafts its own destiny. What do you think? Can Ghana's military really deliver a 250-kilometer 6-lane expressway faster and cheaper than foreign contractors? Does handing infrastructure to the armed forces mark a new era of African self-reliance? Or is it a risky gamble with no backup plan? In the comment section below, share your thoughts on whether we are witnessing the birth of an African model where soldiers don't just defend borders, but also build economies. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We bring videos on Black Africa, its history, rich arts and culture, and things the world should know about. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.